crown of being the loudest crowd on this tour so far, but this is Saturday night, this is Sydney, you've had a whole day to ramp up into this. I expect Saturday night in Sydney to be the loudest night of the tour and for you to beat the crowd.
Like, it was an alright day and I had a little, lukewarm cup of coffee and it's just that. Do you know what I mean? Each song is like extremities, and when you have a bad day, and it's a really bad day, the only thing that I can really find solace in is if I write a song. And there's something to show for the bad day. When I was going through this court case, I wrote this song, and I was like, this song makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth it. All of those sort of like days where you're sort of anxious, all of that. Like it came to a point where I can now play this song every night, and I don't remember the bad times. I just remember this song. And that's why I think songwriting is wonderful. So I'm going to play this song. You're going to sing along to it, and that's how it's going to go. But mostly touring around the world. I love travelling. As I said, I come from a very, very small farming town in Suffolk, and I didn't really think that I would ever get to travel. And so touring is essentially, I've been on like a 17-year gap. I'm just sort of like travelling around and seeing things. I've been to Sydney loads of times. I've never been to the Blue Mountains, and I went the other day and I went on a nice hike around the Blue Mountains. It's amazing to see the world and also create music around the world with people that you meet. So I toured India for like a good while. My first gig in India was in Mumbai in 2015, and every time I went back I met more people that created amazing art. And every time I went back, we just worked. And then I finished this record in Goa. And it was 12 songs. The album was meant to be 12 songs long. And there was a song that I finished in Goa that's, that wasn't on the record. And my wife Cherry was like, why is this song not on the record? And it was one of those ones that was just like, I don't know, it's just not on the record. And she asked me if I could put it on just for her. So the record became a 13-track record, and the song at the end is solely for her. And yeah, I'm going to play it tonight. It'll be the first time she's ever heard it live. So I'm sure that's it. As cool as a massive screen is, and as cool as fireworks are and flames pyrotechnics, there's actually the coolest thing about this show, or shows in general, is that 70,000 people all stand in one place together. I find it bonkers, the congregation of people that, and when you get 70,000 people doing the same thing all at once, it's incredible. For me standing on stage, but also just like the vibe in the stadium is amazing when everyone does something at once. So on this song, when I sing, I don't need a camera to capture this moment, you are all going to take a photo at the same time with your flash on, and it's going to go. And then when I sing, when everything is black and white, your colours exploding, again, take a photo all at the same time with your flash on, it's going to go, and it looks amazing. Should we give it a go? You ready? Everyone got their cameras ready? I don't need a camera to capture this moment. I remember how you look tonight, all my life. One more time. When everything is black and white, your colours exploding. Beautiful. So, I don't need a camera to capture this moment. When everything is black and white, your colours explode. That's when you take a picture. Let's try it one more time. I don't need a camera to capture this moment. It just looks awesome. It's so cool. I love it. Right, let's give it a go. When we were putting this tour on, it was like, should we get the coloured wristbands like the Coldplay show? And I decided not to. And I think the cameras look pretty cool. And they're all broad. They're a great one. I'm going to tell you a story about, I remember I said earlier about set lists and leaving off songs that you're not sure whether people like them or not. I have a song that I made for a video game in 2022, and it came out and people were like, it's alright, people who played the video game were like, it's alright, but it didn't set the world on fire. It just sort of came out and people enjoyed it. And so it wasn't really on my set list for the mathematics tour until we were in Madrid. There was someone with a massive sign saying, please play this song. I was like, I'll play that song. And Madrid just lost it. It was that I looked out and I was like, blimey, everyone's like jumping on their feet, having fun. So we played it the next night, same thing happened. Then we played it in Rome, same thing happened. Played it in Marseille, same thing happened. And it just became the song of the set that like worked the best. People just lost their minds to it. And then I was in my hometown of Ipswich, and I was playing the football stadium for the first time there. It was Friday night, and I was like, if there's ever a place that's going to lose their minds to a song and jump around, it's going to be Friday night in the hometown crowd. And I played it, and I said before the song, everyone jump on the chorus, and it just was a bit like 50% of the audience were like between the ages of 14 and 35, and when I said jump, they went, okay, and everyone jumped. But anyone over the age of 35 crossed their arms, stared at me, and just was like, that ain't happening, mate. And then I told this story the next night, Saturday night, and I shamed the Friday night. I said, we're going to jump Saturday night, we are going to have fun. And I'm saying it to you now, Sydney, because it is Saturday night in Sydney. Last night went nuts. Last night, Friday night, really set the tone for this tour. Sydney Friday night, this is Saturday night, you've had the day ramping up to it. I think if some of you are day drinkers and you've still lasted, let's just like yeah. You've lasted the heat. Consider this cardio for the day, you know? It's going to be like 15 seconds of jumping, but you are going to jump. Everyone in the stadium is going to jump because, like the last song, when 70,000 people do something at the same time, it looks and feels awesome. So if you're next to someone not jumping, put your arm around them, jump with them. I hope you enjoy this. Have fun. So, in this small town that I grew up in, it was very clear that I had to leave the town to become a singer. And I really wanted to become a professional singer. And the big city that was near us was London. So I would do shows in London in my early teens. I would get the train up and my dad would take me. And in my sort of late teens, when I was 17, I moved there. So I was like, if I'm going to become a successful singer, I should live in the place where the record companies exist and where the gigs are. So I moved there into a bedsit in Finsbury Park above a place called T-Bird Bar. And I remember the first week being there, at 17, I was like, I'm going to make it, I'm going to get signed. And I remember the first gig, just being like, I'm not good enough. Everyone on the bill of that gig was 10 years older than me. They were all much, much better singers, much better songwriters, much better performers. And it sort of hit home that I wasn't ready. And I went to all the record companies when I was 17 with a demo, and all of them went, no. And so part of me was like, am I meant to be a singer? Is this going to work out for me? Because that was like the first sort of hurdle, and I'd fallen on the first hurdle. And I was looking at other avenues in music that maybe I could do. When I was younger, I just assumed that every pop star that sings songs wrote the songs. I just thought that was what happened. And I found out moving to London that there are teams of songwriters that get together and write songs and they pitch them to some pop stars. And I was like, well, maybe that's what I could do. Maybe I could be a songwriter behind the scenes. So I started doing that. I started turning up to sessions in the week and hoping for the best, hoping that someone might take the song and sing it. And in that time I wrote the A-Team, and the A-Team became a hit single. But I thought that the A-Team would be my only hit single, so I carried on writing for other people. And I haven't really stopped. I've just carried on doing it. I really enjoy it. I get to work with lots of different artists that maybe I wouldn't get to work with otherwise. I currently have a song that I wrote for Shakira for the Zootopia film where she sings it as a gazelle. If you haven't seen the new Zootopia film, go and watch it. The song is called Zoo. And it's fun. It was really fun to do. And they put me in the movie as a sheep, which was awesome. But over the last 15 years, there have been songs that I've written that have gone on to become big hits that you would know. And my cousin told me that he went to go and see Nile Rodgers at Glastonbury once, and Nile Rodgers played a medley of all of these songs that he'd written. And I was like, that sounds really cool. So I've done a medley. It's going to be very different to a Nile Rodgers show, because none of these, I think, are dance tunes really. They're all sort of, well, here's an acoustic guitar. So I'm gonna play a medley of songs that... So it's Valentine's Day, which means that there are couples here who have come to the show to hear certain songs. And what I love about these next two songs is the reaction they get from the crowd is not it's not a I like that song. It's that song is important to me, and I look out and I see people who this song and the next song, they're just stories in their life. You know, they're connected to real huge life moments that sort of immortalise the song. Really, it's like it's no longer like a song that just existed on radio at some point in life. It just becomes a song that's connected to a life moment you will always remember a vivid life moment to, which I'm immensely humbled by. Like I love that people connect these songs to big moments in their life. So this song is for anyone who has a song, I don't know, so Valentine's Day. Your legs on Sydney, I do not underestimate how much effort it takes for 210,000 people over a weekend to all congregate in one spot. It's a lot of effort. There's a lot of people here tonight. 70,000 of you made a lot of effort on a Saturday night to come here. And it's not just even on tonight. It's like way before, when the tickets go on sale. You book the tickets, you queue up online. Then you book your hotels, or your taxis, or your flights, or your trains, or your buses, your babysitters, all of this stuff leading up to the gig. And then when the gig happens, you sort of like, however you guys got here, everyone get here. Some people travel from far away, some people travel from closer, but you all traveled to get here. You all queued to get here. You all stood in the heat and watched the fantastic opening acts. And then, you know, you stood for almost 3 hours listening to my music. It's a lot of effort to go through on a Saturday night for you guys, and I just want to say thank you so much for going through that amount of effort. I really am grateful that people take the time out. I love doing this. This is my favourite thing to do in the world. I would be doing this if there was 2 of you in the audience. I love that there's 70,000 of you. I love that there's so many people coming over the weekend. I love being in Sydney. It's an excuse to come back to Australia and enjoy all the beautiful, wonderful things about your country. And also, I love that people have brought their kids here for their first gigs. I really appreciate that as well. It's a big deal. I still remember my first gig that my dad took me to. He took me to Green Day at Wembley Arena. You know, that sort of stuff you remember. So I appreciate people. I appreciate the kids who waited up tonight, who stayed up, who were knackered, but they just can't close their eyes. I appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for coming out, showing me so much love on a Saturday, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself.